What is happening, everybody? Welcome back to Cribs and Ribs. Today I'm going to show you how to make a beautiful pesto pasta salad that's going to be the star of any barbecue. I'm predicting a huge success. If you've been to this channel before, please hit that subscribe button. If you're new to Cribs and Ribs, please give me a like. It goes a long way to help the video. Let's get started. I'm going to start out using some fresh basil. If you've got some homegrown basil, that's always the best. But the live basil at the grocery store is what I'm using here, and it seems to do the trick just fine. Get some scissors and clip those off there on the stems. We'll go ahead and toss the stems and everything in. Those stems have plenty of flavor. I love the smell of that fresh basil. So fragrant. When you get all the large leaves cut off from around the outside, you're going to end up with some of these little tiny leaves left in the middle. These make a great garnish. Or you can just leave it alone, make sure it gets some water and some sunlight, and within a week or two you got brand new basil. We're making a pretty good sized batch of pesto sauce here, so I wish I had a little bit more basil, but since I don't, I'm going to use the tops of these green onions. It's going to infuse a little bit more of that green color into your pesto sauce, and then we'll use a lot of the rest of this actually in our pasta salad. Because you can pretty much use any sort of a variation that you like. Now you're not going to need a measuring cup or anything, everybody. For this you're just going to kind of go by feel. We're going to do 3 cloves of garlic. For Parmesan, I'm using a piece about yay big, everybody. Instead of pine nuts, I'm using pistachios. We're just going to do a sprinkle of them in there. That's probably about a 1/4 cup that I just put in. This is going to get about a 1/4 cup of olive oil. Okay, now I've got everything in there that I need to make a fantastic pesto sauce. The Parmesan's got a little bit of a salt content, and these are some salted pistachios, so I really don't need to add a lot of salt to this. But in addition to these items, I'm a sun-dried tomato fan. I'm going to use these marinated sun-dried tomatoes because these are a little bit softer and they'll puree into the sauce a little bit better. These are cut into halves. I'm going to do about 3 halves in there. So I'm going to go ahead and toss in this jalapeno as well. Give it a little bit of zip. Now we're just going to blend it up until it's nice and smooth. We'll give it a taste and see if we have to add some salt. It's a little chunky and dry. We're going to have to add a little more olive oil. I just put in about another 1/8 of a cup. You're going to have to take a spatula every now and again and scrape down the sides of your blender. This is a really fragrant pesto sauce here, everybody. You can really taste those nice earthy pistachios. That jalapeno gives it just a bit of a kick. You didn't tell anybody it was in there, they probably wouldn't even notice. But that fresh basil is a monster, everybody. It's really good. I really don't think this is gonna need much salt at all. We're gonna add a little bit, but not too much. All right, just a little sprinkle, everybody, but do this to taste. Make sure you taste that pesto sauce before you add any salt or you're gonna mess it up. It's one of the things about cooking, everybody. You gotta taste everything. Now this pesto right here, it's good to go as is. We're doing pasta salad, so we are going to want this to be a little bit thinner. So what I'm going to do here is add just a sprinkle, not much, of white wine vinegar. And I'd say probably about an 1/8 of a cup of water there. Just a sprinkle of water, everybody. So look at how it just kind of comes off the spoon there like that. Let's give it another taste. That's delicious. When it comes to picking your pasta, everybody, be a pasta snob. I'm using this Pistachios pasta from Italy. It'll only cost you another $1 or 2 per box. Just go ahead, everybody, splurge and get the good stuff. One of the tips I have for you for making pasta, everybody, is you want that water good and salty. This looks like a lot of salt, and that's because it is. You want your pasta water to be about as salty as the ocean. Okay, my pasta cooked for about 11 minutes. It's nice and al dente. Means firm to the bite. Before we just go tossing stuff in here, I'm gonna mix in my pesto sauce. I wanna get this good and mixed. I can't even describe to you how delicious this pesto sauce smells. This is good enough to eat already. We haven't even started adding our salad ingredients yet. We're using some green onion. Green onion's gonna add a beautiful fresh green flavor to it, a little bit of zip. I'm gonna chop up this carrot here. Adds a little bit of sweetness and earthiness at the same time. And then I've got some nice briny bits here, everybody. I've got some marinated artichoke hearts. I'm gonna have these and toss them in. Got some sliced olives. These are gonna add a nice briny note and a beautiful texture. And I'm doing some cornichons. If you haven't had cornichons before, they're basically tiny little pickles. But they add a little bit more punch than normal pickles. And with those being as small as they are, they keep their crunch. And the flavor on these cornichons is a little bit more refined than for your average pickle. For me, I always like to do a little bit of sun-dried tomatoes. Again, this time I'm using the bagged sun-dried tomatoes. So these are gonna add a little bit of sweetness and a little bit of chewiness to my pasta salad. I'm gonna add some more of these pistachios. It's gonna add a little bit more saltiness, a little bit more of that earthy flavor, and really just send our textures through the roof. Then also we're gonna add a cheese. Got this Gouda goat cheese we're gonna try out. I'm gonna taste it first. If this matches the flavor profile I'm looking for, we're gonna use this. If not, I'm gonna go ahead and just put some more Parmesan in there. Oh, that's gonna be really good in that pasta salad. And I will go ahead and save my Parmesan Reggiano for another day. You can go crazy on the cheese if you like. Pasta salad and cheese go really well together. Oh man, what does that smell? Did somebody cut the cheese? I'll keep working on that joke, everybody. Okay, let's mix it up and see how we did. Now, out of all the barbecue dishes I make and show you how to make, everybody, and they are all delicious. I gotta say, this pasta salad here is probably one of my wife's favorite dishes that I make. Okay, I think we're good to go. Let's try it out, everybody. I think we're gonna do a little bit more of that green onion, a little bit more of that black olive, a few generous twists of cracked black, and not much, but some salt. Again, we salted that pasta pretty good, you know, so you can taste the salt there. We've got salt in that Parmesan. We've got salt in the pistachios. We're not gonna have to add a lot more to our pasta salad there. Okay, let's give it a shot. The extra pistachios and olives are just working perfectly together. It's flavorful beyond belief. That flavor just jumps out at you. This is really good, everybody. This is really good. Man. If you or anyone you know is contemplating a move to or from Southern Nevada, I would love to be your realtor. So call, text, or email, and we'll chat soon about how I can help you win in today's real estate market. If you enjoyed this content and you'd like to see a lot more like it, hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss anything spicy.